Titanfall 2 is a cult classic, and I huff about 16 elephants worth of copium waiting for a Titanfall 3. At this point I'm gaslighting myself, making me think that EA even remembers that this game is even a thing. It's a fast-paced FPS mech shooter, with high-octane movement which was highly innovative for the year 2016, made by Respawn Entertainment, and I recently have been playing it quite a bit. So how is Titanfall 2 nearly a decade on? So as pretty much anyone knows, Titanfall 2 has an excellent story mode. It's short and sweet, it really doesn't waste your time with irrelevant fluff like Call of Duty. Seriously, what the fuck? It packs an emotional bond, high action, and superb level design. You play as John Titanfall, aka Jack Cooper, who's a pilot in training. And these pilots are special compared to a regular soldier. They are faster, stronger, more resilient, and overall just built different. They're like an ODST on his 4th bag of Charlie, which is all good, and then until Titans! Absolute units specially crafted to make Gundam fans weep. And these are excellently designed mechas with different abilities manufactured to suit their pilot. Long story short, Jack Cooper becomes a master pilot due to unforeseen circumstances. Rip my king with 3 minutes of screen time. Gone but not forgotten, like Titanfall 3. And this Titan's named BT, our Titan. And there's a major naughty group named the IMC, who have certain, similarities. And now they're hunting a powerful weapon named the Ark. Survival Evolved. And to do their dirty work, of course, they hired a dangerous mercenary group named the Apex Predators. That's so tough. These are our main antagonists. Cuban Blisk, South Africa's most mentally stable individual. He's also the leader mercenary, Richter, this absolute Neanderthal. If you didn't know, he was German, just in case you missed that detail. Sloan, annoying English huzz.
You're really making me work for my pay, ain't ya?
Little bugger.
Viper, he's just straight up aura farming, he's really cool. Ash, who's just simp fuzz. And Kane.
You were not invited to Kane's party.
Nobody likes Kane. He probably vapes in disabled toilets. So Jack and BT's mission is fairly simple. Stop the IMC from grabbing the Ark and turning planets into floating rocks. Little ones. But here's the thing. The characters, bangers. The levels, bangers. The gameplay, absolute banger. All combined to make a non-complicated but digestible amazing time. Without getting too deep into it, the story of Titanfall 2 is fantastic. And the main factor for this is the bond that you make with your Titan, BT. Despite being a mech, he's still my guy. My homie.
What the f*** are they doing to my guy? Put him down. Put him down.
I would die for him. I'm sorry. It's a ride or die dynamic, and BT stands on business every opportunity he can. I also love BT's humour. I think he's neurodivergent. And this balances perfectly with Jack's sarcastic nature. Every walking moment with this duo is a walking definition of hell yeah. They're basically a buddy cop duo, except one's a 30-ton fridge who commits war crimes. Politely. Look, the game's pretty metal anyway on paper, but the company of these two amplify it to infinity. But of course, it's not just a dynamic duo. The antagonists are fairly strong. Blisk is a pretty decent antagonist, with a slick demeanour and a voice actor who kills the role.
Yeah, you earned this, eh?
I've always loved Apex Legends.
And as a great man like Sun Tzu has once said, if you kill me, you're better. If I kill you, I'm better. Cuban Blisk 2016. I do just wish he had a bit more screen time. Although in the multiplayer you can pick him as your faction leader, so that's pretty cool. Either way, the pack was built up well enough that it was satisfying to take them all on. They all have their own unique titans as well in a boss fight when you come up against them, which makes them all fairly unique. It also gives you a good hand on all the different titans that you'll come across in the story mode or on the multiplayer. Come here. This would also make you have to adapt your playstyle to target these different type of titans. But another major reason towards why Titanfall 2 story mode was so good is the level design. Each individual level has a very cool gimmick that is unique to that level, meaning the gimmick doesn't overstay its welcome. I'm talking to you, Bed of Chaos, you bitch. This makes it special and more appreciated. For example, the level Into the Abyss is a sprawling platforming level where you encounter platforms that rotate and move around in a factory.
Where am I?
Meaning you have to balance parkour, gunfighting, and navigation, and a few OSHA violations, all in one. Another mission that stood out to me is Effectum Course, where it is technically 2 levels merged into one, where you can converse through both different time periods using a time-shifting device. It's really damn cool. It makes you get really creative in the process as well. Lets you get your brain fluid moving.
He's beginning to believe.
Big ravine of fire, go in the past and jump over it. Albeit, I was very confused the very first time because I am stupid.
Oh, what the fuck, even nice.
Adding on to this, enemies in both time periods stay where they are when you switch time. Meaning you gotta think about, did I just leave that big massive lizard in front of the elevator that I need to get to? Oh yeah, shit. But that is just 2 examples. Even the tutorial is goated. From getting dashed across the map at Mach 10 speed, to storming the mecha beaches of Space Normandy, every single mission was unique. It was well executed and rememberable. It was always a positive experience with every single mission. So all in all, the Titanfall 2 story mode is a must-play experience. It shines to me as one of the best stories in a multiplayer game, which is somehow surprisingly emotionally binding.
BT!
Got you.
Thanks, BT.
Pilot, we're going to Wendy's.
Why?
Chicken sandwich.
Titanfall 2 genuinely made me feel alive again, and then made me die again, because again I remembered there's no updates for this game and there's no Titanfall 3, I'm going to kill myself. But I digress. This is only one half of what makes Titanfall 2 so good. Titanfall 2 for a 2016 game has excellent movement and gameplay. This is very known, but even in 2025 it's still better than some modern FPS games that come out, which now I think about it isn't really much of a surprise, but you got grappling, special serums in a needle, and sliding just feels like you've been buttered up by a greased diddy, and many more. Complementing this is rapid gunplay. Every gun slams steel like crazy. They sound and feel fantastic as well. And if you know anything about me, I love a good, juicy, crunchy shotgun sound effect. And this game, woo! Ah! And a really cool thing is that there's also not really a meta in this game. You kind of just pick whatever you think looks cool and like the feel of. You also have melee and technically stealth, which is brash.
Surprise, motherfucker.
You also have different type of grenades to pick from to complement your playstyle. For example, throwing an arc bomb freezes them in place so you can get in close and this crafts a very fast-paced, crunchy and responsive action design that feels fantastic. Like, these executions are genuinely crazy work. These pilots need therapy, dog. It is simply one of my favourite gunplay in the entire FPS genre. But this is only the base of the Titans' ass. don't know. So Titanfall 2's gameplay is split into two different sectors. You've got your pilot gameplay and your Titan gameplay. Now, pilot is what you'll primarily be in. It's mobile and hyperactive, taking on humans, spectres, or whatever the hell these things are. However, this doesn't limit you from being a little 5'9" pilot taking on big titans. As intimidating as it seems, you are like a little flea, jumping off wall to land on top of a titan to rip its little battery. Oh. Or best of all, you can become pilot with a charge rifle. There are a lot of weapons to pick from too, and the movement complements all of these weapons very nicely. Wall run, slide, shoot, grapple, commit 6 war crimes, reload and repeat. But as excellent as the pilot gameplay is, the main course is of course the Titans. No! And this gameplay is a complete shift, but don't be swayed by these big hefty chunk of metal, because these boys are quick. Each Titan has 4 different special abilities unique to them. These are called ordnance abilities, and they go pretty hard, so here we go. Scorch is a pyromaniac who is excellent in environmental and prolonged damage, and he's probably one of the harder Titans to get good at. Ion is like Kano from Mortal Kombat, with big ass lasers. Got pretty good range and nasty damage with her ultimate. And Ronin, my favourite, got a close range shotgun and a damn sword, who is very mobile. Great for close-ups and flanking. I promise you, we don't stink. Tone is a tank, literally. He's got 40mm cannons and lock target rockets, who can also see marked titans through walls. Legion has a minigun, which can change into a shotgun that can charge up in ordnance and do insane damage. He also has a lot of health. And North Star is the stinky, smelly, dirty, creepy, cheesy, evil sniper class, who sits in the back and pisses people off more than doing damage to them. He's the Titan equivalent of someone eating tuna on a train. And Monarch, which is an all-rounder and is basically BT's kit in the story. Titans have primary weapons unique to their model, like shotguns, snipers, rockets, etc. With these, you also have special weapons and abilities that can change the tides of battle. Yet, no Titan is weak, which is something I really appreciate about this game. Any model of Titan can shred absolute ass if used correctly. I love the variety it offers you. You like melee? Try Ronin. You like sniping? Try North Star. You gimp. And of course, as the nature of this game being quick and mobile, the Titans aren't limited to this. They can dash around, and some Titans even have special abilities that make them hover in the air. And of course, some Titans are more mobile than the other, like Ronin against Scorch. It's kind of like a game of rock, paper, scissors, but with war machines. And I love it. And like I said before, it isn't just Titan versus Titan. Pilots can get involved, because they have a few anti-Titan weapons that do need to get resolved. As a Titan, pilots can jump on you and rip your battery out, which basically leave you vulnerable to get shot. And you can counter this by emitting the smoke smoke, you then leave them vulnerable, and then you can
Place them into 17 visceral different pieces of organs.
Titans have 3 different health segments: shield, HP, and an exposed state. Usually Titans should start with HP, but they can find shields either on the map or by stealing them from other Titans. But once you do enough damage, a Titan can enter exposed state, and this is when they finally are going to spontaneously combust after the 67 40mm cannon to the forehead. You'll do more damage to them, but if you melee them, you can instantly kill them with various executions. That's mostly the mechanics of the gameplay. I genuinely can't even really gush over it any more than I currently have. You just kind of have to play it to believe the rest. And on a quick one, I love the art direction of this game. The pilots and the Titans have such cool designs. They are so good, and as a fan of Armored Core, I will always say yes to more mechas. Right, so the multiplayer. As said before, you can customize your Titan and pilot loadout with a lot of weapons to choose from, and even your Titans can have different abilities. For example, Ronin can have an extra arc wave or another dash. Your pilot can also have different kits as well, alongside minor buffs such as faster healing. You can also customize your drip, but you'll need to do some challenges for that. Now, there are quite a few game modes to pick from, although time to find a game does vary, and this is the main concern about people playing Titanfall in 2025. On PlayStation servers, in my experience, it can either take up to 2 minutes to 12 minutes. But here are your modes. You got Hardpoint, which is pretty much just your standard domination mode. Bounty Hunter, kill dudes for a lot of cash, bank that cash for more points. Pilots versus pilots, capture the flag. Attribution, a standard team deathmatch with a different name with AI teammates. Last Titan standing, everyone's a Titan. Finally, Frontier Defense, where you defend against waves of AI. So there are a lot of game modes to pick from. And look, by no means is Titanfall 2 dead, thank God, but it will take a little time to find a game. On PlayStation anyway. I'm not too sure about PC or Xbox, however, there is no crossplay in this game. And of course, it's an absolutely massive shame, but the multiplayer is still pretty damn fun. With pretty diverse modes alongside more creativity with loadouts in a game with fantastic gameplay that still lives up in 2025. However, be warned, there are a lot of veteran players who've been playing this game since day one, so it's not the most open-arm game to enter if you're new to the game. But like I said, I love it. But no game is perfect. There's one con. No Titanfall 3. So my conclusion is pretty simple. The campaign is fantastic, the gameplay is high octane ecstasy, and the multiplayer is pretty fun. It is still nearly a decade later on, one of the best FPS games in history. But anyway, I'm gonna give Titanfall 2 an 89 out of 100. Very, very damn good, and despite not having any more support in the game, unfortunately, I would still absolutely recommend this game. In fact, I platinumed this game, and it was worth every single hour. But that's it. I hope some of you guys do give this game a go, whether you're a veteran coming back or you've never touched the game before. But if you made it this far into the video, comment Kuben Blisk so I know who the real ones are. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, it really does help me out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Now go play Titanfall 2 before EA closes down another server out of spite.